Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. Now, if you've listened to my podcast for a while or you've been in my world in any other way, you're going to know that I talk about living the dream a lot. I honestly, hand on heart, believe that every single person can have their dream. But recently, somebody challenged me around this, and I want to talk to you about this as I think it's possibly something that other people are thinking too. Maybe you think I live in a bit of a fantasy world where it's all sunshine and rainbows. Maybe you think I've read one too many positive psychology books when I say this, but I honestly believe that everybody can live their dream. But first, let's be crystal clear here. I have never ever said that it is easy. I have never ever said that every day is perfect. My goodness, I've had some absolutely hideous days, some hideous weeks, some hideous months even. But that doesn't mean that I cannot be living my dream at the same time. So let me go back to this challenge. Let me go back to the conversation that I had with this person around the fact that I say that. Now, this person had been, I think it's fair to say that they were feeling very down. The business was struggling. They'd got absolutely no idea how they were going to pay the mortgage in a few months' time. And to add to their problems, they'd been diagnosed with an illness too. Now, this illness isn't a life-threatening illness, but it was definitely something that was going to change their life. So for them, right now, in that moment, they are definitely not living their dream life. Their dream life isn't to be struggling with their business. Their dream life isn't to have to find a way to adapt to this new illness that they've got. They were having a pretty awful time. And in awful times, I absolutely get that it is really hard to see beyond the awful. I have absolutely been there. But this is where we have to think about, okay, I can't change some of these things because things happen in life that we simply cannot control. But what can we do with what we have got? And we have to get crystal clear on what our dream looks like, taking into consideration this thing that we have got, this thing that we can't control. Now, we can't stop people being poorly. We can't stop loved ones from dying. I honestly wish we could. But I believe we've got two options. Option one is to let something we cannot control ruin the rest of our lives, or we can start to work with what we have got. This is our new normal. I talk about my new normal all of the time. When we lost Becky, I simply could not see a happy future. A happy future to me was where I could actually say, do you know what? I'm living my dream. Becky was a massive part of my dream. And today, my sadness, is it any less? No, it might even be worse in some ways because my urge to have Becky here is huge. But I am slowly adapting to my new normal. And my new dream has to take that into consideration. I cannot keep living in the past. I cannot keep living in this is what I really, really, really want because I can't have that. It's out of my control. Now, the hardest part for me, and I think this would be the hardest part for anybody, is actually accepting that. Accepting that you have to find a new normal. But whether you want it or not, life, real life, throws things at you. And you have to either spend the rest of your life thinking, I wish things were differently, or you have to do the exact thing that I know Becky would want. And that is about doing our best with what we have. I can still live my dream life, be it a different one than it would have been a few years ago, but I can still do it. So let's think about this concept in terms of the original challenge. Going back to this person who she couldn't change the fact that her new normal is now this illness. They have to, if something like that happens, you have to make life changes. That is fact. If you want to, keep going, you've got to make some changes to your life. But you can't control them. So you can't do anything about that. You have to do it. But some of the other stuff you absolutely can control. So you can't change the illness, but if your business isn't making you money, you can change that. If your financial situation is not good, you can change that. If you're working so hard and can't even start to think about what you need to do, never mind how you need to do it, then you can change that. You see, there are things in life and business that we can control. We get to choose how we spend our time. We get to choose how much effort and consistency we put into our business. We get to choose who we spend our time with. And this is where we absolutely can live our dream. But it's important to remember that our dream is not always the absolute dream. As let's be honest, if we could have anything with absolutely no limitations, we would all wish for perfect health, fabulous relationships, and all of that jazz. But life sometimes throws us lemons. So we have to be ready to move with those lemons. It's a random statement, isn't it? But we have to be ready to, move with whatever it is that it throws at us, because that shouldn't stop us living our dream. That shouldn't put our dream literally dead in its tracks right there and now. If you do have a dream, you have to go and make it happen. You have to stop making excuses. You have to stop looking for reasons it's not possible, because I'm telling you now, anything is possible if you really want it and you're prepared to get uncomfortable and do the work. So there you go, a little bit of tough love today. But I think it's an important message, as I want people to dream big. I want people to live their dream life and own their dream business. And what I see too much is people not allowing themselves to just do that because of things that are out of their control. So forget the things that are out of your control. Find a way to accept that they are your new normal, your new platform, so to speak, and build upon it. So my takeaway for you today is to stop letting the things you cannot control change your future. If you want something, find a way to make it happen. And I promise you there always is a way, even if that means you have to come up with a little bit of a compromise. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.